Hi everyone, Morgan Hibbs here with Linn County Farm Bureau. I'm excited to be visiting your classroom virtually for another Ag in the Classroom lesson. Today we are going to learn about fish farming. Raise your hand if you knew that fish could be raised on a farm. This might be a new topic to you. This was new for me when I first learned about this. This past summer I had the opportunity to go and visit a fish farm here in Iowa. Wait, what? We can raise fish in Iowa? But we don't live near a body of water. How can we do that? You can brainstorm as a class what are some ways that you might be able to raise fish here in Iowa. Today's lesson is going to be comparing fish farming in Iowa to how fish might be raised in Florida or somewhere near the coast. I would like you to pause this video and go and watch the farm chat called Eagles Catch Tilapia. This farm chat was recorded this past summer near Ames, Iowa, looking at how tilapia can be raised here in the Midwest. While you are watching the video, I encourage you to take notes on the following questions. What kind of fish is being raised here in Iowa? How are they caring for the fish? Where do they sell the fish once they reach market size? And what other fun facts did you learn from the video? After you watch that video, there is a Florida Ag Mag that will look at aquaculture in Florida. Aquaculture is a word that is maybe new to you. We often talk about agriculture, and agriculture is the larger umbrella, and aquaculture is one area of focus underneath agriculture. So agriculture includes our food, fiber, and fuel, and aquaculture would be part of that food category. Aquaculture is aquatic species, so fish and other types of seafood that are being raised specifically for human consumption. Today you are going to be designing a poster based off of what you learned from the Farm Chat and the Florida Ag Mag. In the Farm Chat, you might have seen that the fish are being raised in large tanks that are holding water. Tilapia are a freshwater species, meaning that we can use the water that we have available here in Iowa. There are other types of fish that you maybe read about in the Florida Ag Mag that require salt water. Salt water is the type of water that we have in the ocean, in the Gulf of Mexico, and things like that. Now, when we look at what the fish need and how they are cared for, they need food just like any other animal does. But they also need certain temperatures for the water. They need a circulation of the water being moved in and out to be cleaned. When you are creating your poster, we have a poster guideline sheet that will help you to create your poster. The first one is, what is fish farming? Next, describe one type of fish farm. So there are all different types of fish farms. There is the one like we saw here in Iowa that uses tanks, but there's also a shrimp farm here in Iowa. Who would have guessed that you could raise shrimp here in Iowa? And compare that to what other types of fish farms you might find in other places around the world, especially from the Florida Ag Mag. You might have seen that some fish are caught in the wild. Tell us 1 to 2 facts that you learned today, and choose a seafood of choice. Draw a picture and explain the route from water to plate. So if you were describing tilapia, you might draw a picture of tilapia fish, but then describe how they can be raised in big tanks here in the Midwest by providing it a safe environment in a building that is kept at a certain temperature, giving it the food that it needs, and moving it from tank to tank as the fish gets bigger, from a smaller tank to a larger fish tank, and things like that. After you have completed your poster, we have a fun fish review game. We have the PowerPoint available on our website if you would like to do this together as a class instead of with me. I'm going to go through and ask the questions here. So if you would like to follow along, you can. Your kit, you have different shapes cut out. This is how you will be answering the questions to the review game. If you do not have one of our kits, there is a PDF of these shapes on our website that you can download, print, and cut out. When you are going through each question, I ask you to raise the shape that is your answer to the question. So for example, for question 1, it will have shapes listed, and whichever answer for the multiple choice you believe is the correct response to that question, I would like you to hold up that shape, and then we'll go through and I'll tell you the correct answer. If you are doing this on your own, the PowerPoint has the questions listed. The following slide will have the answer. This is similar to Kahoot, but in a PowerPoint setting. Okay, let's get started with our game. Fish Farm Review Quiz. Eagles Catch Iowa Fish Farm raised what kind of fish? Cod, tilapia, catfish, or trout? The answer is tilapia. If you held up your star, you are correct. Question 2. What is aquaculture? Water culture, raising aquatic species, or farming? This one is kind of tricky. The answer is raising aquatic species. Animals like fish and other types of seafood. Question 3. Eagles Catch uses what system to raise their fish? Tanks, ponds, open saltwater cages, or are they wild caught? If you held up a yellow triangle, you are correct. Tanks. You saw in the video they use large, deep tanks to hold the water and the fish. Why do we raise alligators? For milk, meat and alligator skin, A and B, or fabric? The answer is meat and alligator skin, the star. If I'm going too fast, you can pause and take your time to answer the questions, or you can pull up the PowerPoint and go through this on your own. Tilapia are raised in fresh or salt water? First of all, what is the difference between fresh and salt water? Can you discuss that as a class? Fresh water is what we can find here in Iowa. Salt water is the ocean. Tilapia are raised in fresh or salt water? Fresh water. We can raise tilapia here in Iowa with our fresh water. Question 6. The word shrimp stands for jumbo, tiny or small, or crustaceans? The answer is tiny or small, which is funny because you can actually buy jumbo shrimp, so large, tiny shrimp. Question 7. How many kinds of grouper fish are there? 250, 400, or 300? This was from the Florida Ag Mag. There are over 400 different kinds of grouper fish. Lobsters have how many legs? 15, 5, or 10? This is also from the Florida Ag Mag. If you said 10, you are correct. Question 9. Eagle catch raises the fish indoors or outdoors? The answer is indoors, a yellow triangle. Question 10. This is our last question. Can Iowa Farm raise shrimp, tilapia, catfish, and other aquaculture species? True or false? The answer is true. You saw one example of a tilapia fish farm, but if tilapia can be raised here in Iowa, do you think that other types of fish can be raised here in Iowa? I think the possibility is pretty good.